Prismari Charm, 1 blue, 1 red, instant. Choose 1. Surveil 2, then draw a card. Or Prismari Charm deals 1 damage to each of 1 or 2 targets. Or return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. This card is super flexible and it's amazing. Check this out. It's like Surveil versus Scry. The only difference is when you Scry, you put it at the bottom of your library, but when you Surveil, it goes into the graveyard or the bin, sometimes that's what we say. So when you Surveil 2, you're going to look at the first 2 cards at the top of your deck, and you're going to decide, do I like either of these? If you like both, then you keep both on top, and yeah, you draw one. So you draw the first one, the top one, the one that you put there. Hold on, 1 card coming by. Okay, so then if you casted Prismari Charm at the end of your opponent's turn, then you drew the first card that you had kept on top, and then you enter your turn, and then you draw that second card, which is pretty awesome. Now, let's say you only liked one of the 2 cards when you surveilled. Well, then you put the one you don't need into the graveyard. Doesn't really matter if it goes at the bottom of the library or into the bin. The idea is that you know, you're drawing the card that you want, and you're not going to draw the card you don't need on your following turn. Now, Surveil 2, wow, if you don't like either, then you put both into the bin, and then you draw a card, which is fresh and new. And, you know, like I said, if this was at the end of your opponent's turn, then you draw another fresh card to start your turn. So if I can opt in here real quick, I know this 1 blue mana instant is really amazing. This is why I said Scry versus Surveil, because I was going to bring this up. When you Scry here at the end of your opponent's turn, when you opt, if you don't like the card, you put it at the bottom of your library, and then you draw a fresh card, and then you go to your turn and you draw another fresh card. So, you know, opt is really, really strong. Prismari Charm for 1 more mana gives you a flexibility that opt doesn't give you, even though it is only 1 blue at instant speed. Alright, if we look here at Twin Bolt, oh my god, this is kind of the very same thing that the second mode of Prismari Charm offers. Only the Prismari Charm, you can hit Planeswalkers. You can't do that with Twin Bolt. I hear what you're saying. Boomerang Basics, yeah. For 1 mana, you return your opponent's thing back to their hand, and that's like what Prismari Charm does. But if it's your own thing, you draw a card. So Boomerang Basics, I feel ya. But let's say you got no counter or any way to stop a removal piece from your opponent when they target something of yours. Prismari Charm, because it is an instant and not a sorcery, would allow you to return that creature or that permanent to your hand, and that would fizzle the opponent's targeted removal spell. That is an upside that Boomerang Basics, even though it does draw you a card, if it targets your own, it's a sorcery. So Prismari Charm. Alright, lastly, into the Flood Maw. Now, yeah, it's an instant, I get it, for 1 blue. And you can return not just a creature, but if you gift your opponent a card, then you can return anything. Now, Prismari Charm can return something for an additional mana at instant speed as well, but they don't draw a card. So, you know, there's that. Okay, losing sunlight here, so I'm gonna wrap up real quick. Prismari Charm in Solar Flare is the versatile, flexible card we need. If we have a combo piece and we need to find another one, then we're gonna dig and surveil and hopefully find what we're looking for. You know, if our opponent plays any X1 creatures, then they're toast. And if, you know, if they got one, then, you know, we kill one and do one damage to our opponent. If they have two, then those creatures are gone. Super awesome. We don't really run any other type of removal per se on the damage end, so this one is key. And then the last mode, things get through, and you know, we may not have answers for them, but you know, we can bounce anything they play at the end of their turn, in case they're playing around a counter spell or something, or some way, you know, some other card we might have that they think we might have. And you know, at the end of their turn, we just return what they just played and don't allow them to play it again. And then we move on to our turn and hopefully find some more answers for whatever the board state or their hand might be, considering, you know, you just returned something of theirs with the last mode. You can also, in response to removal, like I said, against something of yours that they're targeting, you can return it to your hand, and that spell of theirs will fizzle, and then at the right time you recast it. So, you know, I know it's 2 mana instead of, you know, some other cards that I showed that were just 1, but the flexibility of this card is why this card is in Solar Flare. This card is super solid. It got a little too dark to finish outside, so I had to take it indoors. Prismari Charm. This is an uncommon, but I feel like it could have been rare. This card is in the Solar Flare deck. This is a key piece. What do you guys think about Prismari Charm? Do you play this card? Let me know down in the comments what you think. Take care now. Enjoy.